Hi, welcome to our channel. This is Jeff. He is our 12-week-old Labrador Retriever puppy and we have had him now for 3 weeks. I'm going to give you the highs and the lows of what it's been like having a Labrador Retriever puppy and 3 children. Getting a puppy when you've got 3 children. I've got a 20-month-old, a 3-year-old and a 13-year-old, and yeah, it's definitely added to the workload. I'm quite tired, to be honest. I found that he goes to bed at about 11. Well, I put him to bed after I've taken him out for a wee and to go for a poo outside, and then I put him in his crate for the night. But then my 20-month-old wakes up at about 5:30. So I'm quite tired, but that won't last for forever. So I am looking forward to the time when he starts sleeping a little bit more. The other thing that you have to do is you have to make sure that the children are being gentle with the dog's being gentle with the children, he's not taking their toys, they're not giving him their toys, that my 20-month-old isn't eating his food because I caught her the other day trying to eat the dog food, and so he's got kibble and she just wanted to see what it was like, so she went to try it, so I had to tell her no, that's the dog's food, not yours. I had to what else? I have to be really on top of him picking up his poos and stuff in the garden, because obviously I don't want the children to step in it or to touch it or anything like that. So whenever he goes out, I have to go out with him just to make sure that I check the garden, just to make sure that there's nothing there, and I pick it up if he has done something, because you have to keep it nice and clean for the children. And so yeah, it is hard work. I'd say it's definitely worth it. I mean, when you see them playing together, like I posted a YouTube short actually earlier today, and it was of my 3-year-old having a tea party with him. So she filled up one of her little dishes and got her little plastic spoon, and yeah, she was feeding him his kibble with a little spoon at this little tea party. It's so cute. And so when you see the relationship that they have with each other, it makes it all worth it. But at the moment it is hard work, and so I think that that's something you definitely have to consider when you're thinking about getting a puppy if you've got children. Hey Jeff, are you hard work? Yes, lots of kisses. I need to try and work on him licking my face. I don't love it, if I'm honest. The negatives, so the things that haven't gone so well. So that first week, I would say our difficulty was his nipping. So he would nip my daughter quite a bit, and so we really needed to work on that and put a stop to that. Jeff, what are you doing? So yes, we really needed to put a stop to him nipping my daughter, and we've worked really hard on that over the last week, and so now he's much better with nipping. And what's another thing that's gone really well, he's really good with the children actually. I think he's a very nice dog. He's a bit goofy, quite chilled out, to be honest, but there are a couple of things that he does. We really worked on the nipping and things like that, because I thought that was the main priority. But the things that I haven't worked on, which I really need to start working on, are things like he's digging in the garden. I'll show you a little clip of his holes that he keeps trying to hide it every time I go to have a look at his hole, because I keep trying to fill it in and he wants it. Jeff, out the way. But as you can see, there's a huge hole underneath this pot that he's dug, and yeah, he's quite proud of himself. I just have to say no when he does it, but he does come back, and he's dug another hole, and this is one of the other holes that Jeff's dug. It's yeah, don't dig it now. It's just right beside one of our flower beds, and so these are his 2 favourite areas to dig. The sand pit is another one. So he used to go and empty the sand pit, so go and dig in there with the children. We put a stop to him going into the sand pit, but he has chewed quite a lot of the toys that were in the sand pit. So I've had a couple of casualties, like the kids' toys he's chewed, because he likes to come out when the children are in the sand pit and join them, and I just say no. And then he is getting a little bit better. He stopped sort of going in the sandpit quite so much, although as you can see there is just so much sand outside of the sandpit where he's just dug and just tipped it out. he used to like run with the toys, so he'd see you, or socks or shoes or things like that he'd run with, but he's getting a lot better at giving them back. So I'll show you what I do. So when the dog's got a toy that he shouldn't have, I found that instead of trying to grab it off him, if you go up to him he'll just run. What I do is I grab a treat and I say, Jeff, come, treat, Jeff, Jeff, come. What's this? What's this? Do you want a treat? Jeff, come. 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 Sit. Jeff, sit. Good boy. And then you can go and grab the toy whilst he's distracted. So what's gone really well for the last 2 weeks? Well, one of the main things is toilet training. We haven't had an accident in the last 2 weeks. We had a couple of accidents that first week. We've not had any poos in the house, fortunately, and we only had a couple of wees that first week that we had him, but for the last 2 weeks we've had none, so we're really, really fortunate with that. I think the main thing is the fact that it's summertime, and see the doors in my living room behind me, we can just leave them open so he can just come and go as he pleases, and it's really, really great to help him to be able to go outside when he needs to. The other thing that we do is when I take him out of his crate, I'll just take him straight outside to go for a wee. I'll wait for him to do a wee and I'll say, I'll do a wee when he's doing one, and give him a treat. And then if we're going to leave and put him in his crate, I'll take him outside and wait for him to do a wee before we leave. After he's eaten, I take him out, and then if we've done any activities like some training or something like that, or he's been playing with the children, I'll take him outside to do a wee. So he goes outside a lot to do wees. And with the poos, he just does it himself, so I'm actually really fortunate with his poos. He just understood that he needed to go outside and do them. I think partly that may have been due to the fact that we got him when he was 9 weeks old. He was just about to turn 10 weeks, and I think he'd sort of started to understand more of the routine from the breeder where he was, and the fact that she had his mum and then she had another dog as well, and so he just saw the fact that they were going outside to go to the toilets, and so I think he sort of picked that up a little bit from them, so that was really, really good. The next thing that's been really good with Jeff is the fact that he is really good with his crate. So that first night when I put him in it, he did whimper a little bit, and I sat next to him. I sat on the outside. I didn't let him out, but I sat on the outside and I waited for him to fall asleep, and then once he'd fallen asleep, I then crept upstairs and then went to bed in my own bed. So now at night time he will just go into his crate and he will go to sleep in there, which is really good. And then I also put him in his crate when we go into the kitchen to have our meals, and if I need to say get the kids ready and I need to go upstairs and I'm going to be upstairs for a little while, sort of giving them showers or getting them dressed and stuff like that, and there's nobody else in the house, then I will put him in his crate for that. And also if I'm leaving the house, I put him in his crate. Stop licking me. So to summarise what it's like having a puppy and 3 children, I'd say it's a lot of hard work, but it's definitely worth it. Isn't that right, Jeff? All right then, we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.